8.2 Central Asia. Central Asia, also referred to as Turkestan, includes the Stan countries from Kazakhstan to Afghanistan in the region between China and the Caspian Sea. The suffix stan, meaning land of, is a common suffix for country names in Central Asia. Afghanistan is the only country of Central Asia that was not officially a part of the former Soviet Union. Central Asia was located on what was known as the Silk Road between Europe and the Far East and has long been a crossroads for people, ideas, and trade. Central Asia has an extremely varied geography, including high mountain passes through vast mountain ranges, such as Tian Shan, Hindu Kush, and the Pamirs. The region is also home to the vast Karakum and the Kizil Kum deserts, which dominate the interior with extensive spans of sand and desolation. The expansive treeless grassy steppes that surround the desert regions are considered an extension of the steppes of Eastern Europe. Some geographers think of the Eurasian steppes as one single homogeneous geographical zone. Under the sand and prairie grasses lay some of the most extensive untapped resources of gas and oil on the planet. Natural resources are the main attraction of the region, driving the economic forces that determine the development patterns of individual countries. Multinational corporations have vigorously stepped up their activity in the region. The political systems are adjusting from the old Soviet Union's socialist policies to new democratic systems that are subject to high levels of authoritarian rule and corruption in business and politics. The five countries of Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan were part of the former Soviet Union until its breakup in 1991. Today, with Afghanistan, they are independent countries that make up the region called Central Asia. The term stan means land of. So, for example, Uzbekistan is the land of the Uzbeks. Central Asia is also referred to as Turkestan because of the Turkish influence in the region. The people of Turkey did not originate from the Middle East. They originated from Northern Asia. They swept through Central Asia and dominated the region on their way to the Middle East. The Turkish language and heritage have had the most significant impact on the people of Central Asia. Turkmenistan's name is another reminder of the Turkish connection. It means land of the Turkmen. Most of the groups of Central Asia were nomadic peoples who rode horses and herded livestock on the region's vast steppes. This way of life continued until the 1920s, when the Soviet Union forced many of the groups to abandon their lifestyle and settle on collective farms and cities. Most of the people of Central Asia continue to identify culturally with their nomadic past. Central Asians who live in cities often demonstrate a mix of local and Russian culture in terms of dress and food because of the large influx of Russian populations in the region. More than 6 million Russians and Ukrainians were resettled into Central Asia during the Soviet rule. Russian is often used as a lingua franca. One of the primary ways in which people distinguish themselves culturally is through their religious practices. Despite the area being part of the Soviet Union, where religious activities were strongly discouraged, Islam was and still is the dominant religion. Most Central Asian Muslims are Sunnis.